Tintin XL 92.5 FM.
All right, it's here. The wait is over. College football tonight. Glad you're with us, Frangie, Carline, JJ LaSelva with you. You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
We got the Cornhuskers.
Oh.
Will they ever come back?
The Cornhuskers on a Thursday night against the Bearcats?
Yeah.
Live? Is it live on the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network?
It's too bad the Cornhuskers, we weren't asking those questions in 95.
No, we weren't.
They dropped 62.
Yeah.
Or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah. I had so many friends.
Worst party I've ever thrown in my life.
I had more friends say to me enough times that Tommy Frazier just scored again that at one point I said, so we're clear, how many more times are you going to tell me that? Okay, you said that about 30 times over about 10 years. Yeah. I'm good.
Right.
Okay.
And just so we're clear, I'm pulling for Cincinnati tonight because of 95.
Of that. Yes. I am too. Well said. The Brahman Bulls of South Florida. Someone told me the other day that was listening to the program, do you know they're no longer called the Brahman Bulls? My response was, I do know, but I try to always get stuff like that wrong. Yeah. That's kind of who I am.
Because isn't like Golden Knights not a thing at UCF anymore?
But I still call them the Golden
But they're still the Golden Knights.
Yeah, and the Brahman Bulls.
Yeah.
And when USF plays UCF, it's the Brahman Bulls versus the Golden Knights.
They don't even like play anymore, right? It's like the dumbest thing ever. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you play that game? You guys need that rivalry.
Once Pacelli told me they no longer call Southern Cal, they call it USC. I have called it Southern Cal ever since.
Yeah. I thought that was University of Spoiled Children.
I have standards. Okay. Yeah. So they're now, just so you know, yes, well, especially after they don't let in Lori Laughlin's kid. I mean, that was wrong.
I mean, that was a total disgrace.
They should no longer be accredited.
Yeah.
But that's another conversation.
It is another conversation.
College football tonight. We'll talk about that. The Jags on the field today. We're going to hear from Brian Thomas Jr. a little bit later on the program. You caught up with him. That's the Hayes Carline one-on-one. I look forward to that. Practice looked weird today without so many players, didn't it? Good and weird, but weird.
It did, yeah, but it was good. I thought it was a crisp
I liked it. It was
practice, good. And I thought they got a lot of good work.
And they changed the fields.
Yeah, which I love.
I did too. So the fields used to go one way. Now they go the other way.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it's that easy to do. We'll just move the goalposts. Mm-hmm. We'll just move them, and we have nets over there too. That's what I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was set up to do that. I'm thinking, well, you can't kick the field goals that way. It was left to right. It was north and south.
If you've ever gone, it was sort of face like you were. If you were in the stands as a fan, then you were sort of looking at the end zones. Whereas now you'd be looking like you'd have like the 50-yard line.
Right. So it goes the other way. But I'm thinking, all right, how are they going to kick field goals? Because the nets are the other way. Well, you know what? They prepared. Mm-hmm. They were nets. By the way, just in case you're wondering, if you happen to be building a football stadium, those nets, 2 poles, and it's $27,000.
Really?
$27,000 for one of those nets behind the goalpost. Trust me, I know. Okay?
Wow.
It's $27,000.
How many did you guys have to buy?
Well, we wound up buying none, and so now the high school teams go to the other end and kick extra points and field goals.
Oh, that makes sense.
So they don't kick the balls into the lake.
Yeah.
So sorry, but that's what we did. So at our stadium. So, but anyway, it was good to see the Jags on the field today. Tim Patrick, the brand new wide receiver, was on the field today. It'll be interesting to see how they use him, to see if he's up. Will all 5 be up? I would imagine they will, and so we'll see that. So, but we'll have some conversations about the Jags, including a conversation with Brian Thomas Jr. coming up in just a bit. We'll talk some college football. That starts at the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. They actually kick off at 5:30, and so we'll certainly update you on that a little bit. We've got all kind of fun stuff to do. Speaking of college football, Greg McGarity in today at 5 o'clock, our first Gator Bowl college football report. I'm looking forward to that. I love it when Greg comes in here. Now,
he'll already have a board.
If not, we'll tell him, let's create a board together. Yeah. But today he'll be in at 5 o'clock. Normally on our regular Thursdays, when we're back to 2 to 4, he will be here at 2:15. We'll be at 5 o'clock today. And our friend Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players Championship, and then, of course, our golf analyst, will be here today in just a few minutes. He'll be here at 4:15 today. But then 3:15, we go back to our regular time. So normally on Thursdays, Greg McGarity, 2:15, Lee Smith at 3:15, all the way to the end of the Ryder Cup. But for today, Lee will be here at 4:15, and Greg will be here right at 5 o'clock at the top of the hour.
Everybody got that?
Write that down. I'm looking forward to talking golf with Lee. I mean, it's been, as we talked about, a great golf season that because of the Ryder Cup, it's not over. Yeah, we're still, and
it's heated.
Yeah.
It is going to be, I mean, if you can block out football, for the sports fans that love the Ryder Cup and can put football on the back burner for a few days. I mean, this should be Remember last time they were like pushing and shoving each other, in the parking lots, and obviously the LIV thing has cooled off over the last 2 years because the LIV Tour is just a total joke. But so that's not as white hot as it was at the last Ryder Cup. But I think there's still the intensity of the competition, and the Europeans I think, have become dominant in this. I think it's going to create just almost teetering on too much at Bethpage. Yeah. Where I'm curious if it gets almost over the line in terms of the environment.
It'll be interesting to see for sure. So we'll certainly talk about that with Lee. Also, Brian Rolaps, and I hope I'm saying his name right. I think it's Rolaps. Is he's been now the CEO of the tour for 30 days, and he came in hot now. I mean, he talked about how the changes are going to be significant. Well, Lee's been around that. He was at the presser. Obviously, he works for him. I'll be interested to see what Lee thinks of these first 30 days of Brian Rolaps, and what is he going to change. I mean, he said look for not little changes. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah. But essentially the message was changes of significance.
Yeah, we got into it a little bit last Friday, and you can tell, it's...
That's right, you had Lee in here last Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. He's got the NFL background, right, obviously, and so you got to think he's got a lot of confidence, because everything the NFL does usually results in great enjoyment for the fans and money for the owners. So, but yeah, because I was telling Lee, I really think the PGA Tour has found something good with the schedule. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how they tweak it. You know what I think they should do. The first thing they should do is say the Players' Championship is now a major.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. So for me, I'll be interested to hear more about the Brian Rolaps presence. What do significant changes mean? Other than the schedule, which is what you're talking about, what else can you change? Is there something you can change other than the schedule?
I guess you could increase purses more, that kind of thing. But when Lee can talk more about it, but I got the vibe that maybe a little bit more of a paring down of fields, and things like that. So, but look, it's the sport is in a great place. Yeah. I think it looked like it was on the verge of complete collapse a few years ago. And
couldn't be healthier.
And now I think it's at its zenith in terms of, particularly in the post Tiger Woods domination era.
That's right. So we'll talk some golf with Lee Smith coming up. Hayes has headlines coming up at about 4:40 today. Greg McGarity at the top of the hour. We'll preview some college football. So we are loaded up with fun stuff, and that includes Brian Thomas Jr. as well. So we're glad you're with us on this Thursday installment. Again, Thursdays are always brought to you by Stanley Pools, and normally in football season 2 to 4, but today back to our normal time of 4 to 6. Lee Smith after this to talk golf on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
He's Jacksonville's official tape checker.
I'm Jeff Lodman.
And he tells you about it Tuesdays during football season on Jaguars Today. Inspected by. Go to the pros Napa know-how. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com on 1010XL.
Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new tailgate obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love the new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers, as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at your grocery store.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99. Plus, they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty and free oil changes. That means you and your soon-to-be drivers will be protected. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, or Beaver Mitsubishi in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you and our teachers. Gators.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you could.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
For over 55 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods has proudly served Jacksonville from the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard. From archery to hunting and fishing, they've got the gear, service, and know-how to get you outdoor ready. Stop by their full-service archery pro shop and check out their wide selection of firearms. And while you're there, sign up for their weekly concealed weapon classes. You can find it all at greenacressporting.com.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
I know you love sports. So why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Time now for the tour update with Players Championship Executive Director Lee Smith.
Keep an eye on this one.
Presented by Sunshine Turf, the highest quality artificial turf at affordable prices.
And we thank our friends from Sunshine Turf. 904-383-0243. That's the number to call. 904-383-0243. I was just on my putting green last night, and I love it. You can have one at your home. They do a terrific job with playground artificial turf or fields, and, of course, putting greens in your home. So many people in my neighborhood have them now. It's affordable. Give them a call. Our friends at Sunshine Turf. Lee Smith is here. How you doing, buddy? Good.
Beautiful.
How are you? You good?
Doing great. Absolutely.
The golf season was great. The golf season behind us.
All focus on the playoffs last week, and then now it's the Players Championship, right? We got nothing this fall.
I thought, and we'll get to so many specifics in a minute, but we've had this talk. Hayes and I, the three of us have had it. You and I have had it. Gosh, I thought it was a great golf season. I thought it was as entertaining a golf season as I can remember in a long time. Obviously, the Scheffler emergence, or not emergence, but the Scheffler continuance, the story is a big part of it. I thought it was a great golf season.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think on the golf course or inside the ropes, the confluence of stars playing well, youth and young talent coming to the top, international players, winning at an unprecedented rate. I think those three types of things signal really good momentum. And then the ratings have been great. Partner turnout has been great, as we've talked about on this show, and it all culminated last week with obviously a great win by Tommy, and probably everybody was rooting for him to get across the finish line, and actually you see the momentum that built throughout the year. And Sunday ended up being the most watched, non-major on the schedule, which, how much better can you get to end the season with, something that exciting and that the fans are engaged in.
How cool was it seeing Fleetwood conquer the demons and win the biggest prize on the PGA Tour?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody was rooting for him. I think you see, and we've talked about it on the show of his near misses, but you have to see how much that maybe he learned through those near misses, that maybe the speed in which he was comprehending things in a bad way at Travelers, that he really, really slowed down. And then maybe at FedEx in that near miss that he needed to be a little more aggressive. You saw some of those putts late that were getting to the hole as opposed to, just tailing off that you saw at FedEx. So I think it was just a well-received win across the locker room, as you can imagine. Certainly across the landscape of golf with the amount of people that hung around to congratulate him, and the Justin Rose and Shane Lowrys of the world that, that consider him a really close friend. I think it was a very popular victory.
Yeah, he seems like a really good guy. You hit it, though. You said it to us a week or so ago. To win, he's probably going to have to, because he's playing great. So he's going to be, it looks like he's going to be on the leaderboard most of these Sundays. To win, he's going to have that 3 or 4 shot lead. You said that. And I was thinking to you when it was happening, because it wasn't down. They weren't tied going to 18, because that's when he struggles, or even ahead by a shot or two. He need to have, if not an insurmountable lead, a comfortable one, and that's what he had.
Yeah, I think some of the comfort, again, that he learned with those previous near misses allowed him to execute shots on 15 and 16 coming down the stretch that maybe he didn't execute in a couple of those others. And then to step on 18, he probably still didn't feel comfortable with a 3-shot lead, but hitting a great tee shot down there on the left and kind of being able to, he even said, I think in the press conference, that once I chunked that one over the bunker and got it to roll up on that hill, I felt pretty comfortable being able to get it in with a few putts to go.
I think Kisner said when he's lining up the putt, he said, "This one will not be long."
That's right.
He's not,
and he left it right in the heart, about 4 inches short.
Yes, he did. He said, "This one is not going to be long."
And now he's the enemy. Keegan Bradley has picked his team. What do you make of the U.S. roster and Keegan Bradley not playing?
Yeah, look, I certainly wasn't surprised. Obviously, what came out is that he had made that decision a long time ago and just didn't tell any of us that he wasn't going to play. The surprising part is that he's the 11th ranked player in the world. He's the 8th ranked, U.S. player. So typically the 8th ranked U.S. player and the 11th ranked player in the world would be on the team. But I think he felt like that it sounds like that other players really played their way onto the team. And I think you can see in his selections that, he chose experience and current form as his choices, as opposed to maybe, long hitters or particular course fit or partner fit. Somebody like Sam Burns, who was, maybe the lowest ranked player that got picked, I think led the tour this year in strokes gained putting, which every one of these cups comes down to making that 10, 15, 20 footer to win a hole. So, and choosing Morikawa from an experience standpoint, Cantlay from a current form standpoint. I think ultimately the selections weren't all that much of a surprise.
So Hayes thinks we're going to get walloped. What do you think? Are we going to get walloped at a home game at Bethpage?
I'll maybe off air we'll make a little wager with old Hayes.
Good. I like your confidence.
I
hope you're right.
Yeah.
I really think that there's something in Keegan making the decision to not play himself that maybe be a galvanizing force for that locker room of, maybe we've always been known as the individuals, right? Or the selfish team. We want to get paid. We won't wear the hat. Whether some of those things were true or not, I think maybe a galvanizing force of him being, the team captain and not choosing himself over the team, maybe will help that locker room bring them all together. And at the end of the day, got to make the putts and on paper, again, from a world ranking standpoint, we should win. So it'll be interesting and fun to watch. And what better than being in New York and those crazy fans and that type of thing. I think hopefully that's a home court advantage for us.
Obviously Keegan Bradley way more than we would why do younger players, why do his peers, why is he such a symbol of respect, and how has he garnered that, and how might that translate?
I think one of the things that makes him such a followable leader is that he's done it, and he's still doing it at a very high level. It's not that long ago that he was a partner with Phil Mickelson and won a lot of points at some of these cup matches. And so some of the young players don't have to look back at YouTube videos to see him performing and having that patriotism of playing with the flag on his sleeve. And then I think secondly, the Netflix thing of him getting the denial phone call, I think probably resonates with how bad he wants it, and knowing that not picking himself is another 2 years later of him being of it being a very hard decision for him not to play. I think he's a really easy follow from a leadership standpoint.
All right, let's get to the new leadership. Speaking of that, of the tour, Brian Rolap, am I saying it right?
Yeah, Rolap. Yep.
Brian Rolap is the new CEO. Is it CEO, not commissioner, or does he become the commissioner when Jay's no longer there? I'm nitpicking his words, but what's that mean?
No, I think the CEO really, Frank, signifies the fact that this is a business.
Yeah.
It's not a trade association anymore, and just a membership organization. This is a for-profit entity that is going to be led by a chief executive officer, and bringing him, from as the second in charge from the NFL, and the ideas that he can bring that are transferable from the NFL and others that are not. I think after 30 days, he's certainly in kind of a learning phase, which he has admitted publicly. But at the same time, he's already implementing some thoughts and some plans. Not many details, obviously, after 30 days, but I think that just signals that, hey, this is a for-profit business, and we're in it for two things for the most part, and we're in it for fan engagement and economics. Those are kind of the two driving forces and big pieces of his vision.
Well, he's coming in hot, as we talked about, and I'm paraphrasing here, but from his presser, he made it pretty clear that he wants to make changes that aren't just non-significant changes, but changes of significance. And he pretty I'm getting the words wrong, but essentially, these aren't little changes; they're big ones. What could those be? I mean, are we not going to have tournaments Thursday through Sunday anymore? Is he going to change the calendar? I mean, what significant changes? And I know you don't know the specific ones, but what could that mean, Lee?
I think I'll start by saying the game and the product on the field is something that he brings from the NFL as being the most important thing to him. Okay. He's told us a story about a picture that he got from Steve Sable that I think really resonates in what his focuses are. He had a picture on his wall in the NFL office of a high school game from the 60s that was being played in front of a relatively large bleacher. And right behind the bleacher, in close proximity to the field, a building was completely emblazed and on fire. And the players, the referees, and the fans were not paying attention to the building that was on fire. They were watching the game.
Wow.
And I think he uses that as a metaphor that the game is what captures the attention and ultimately will bring the fans, will bring the partners, will bring the engagement. And I think that resonates with all of us, is that the product that he wants to create, and he's used three words to really focus on, of parity, scarcity, and simplicity. And he's told us that if golf has anything and does it better than anybody, we've got parity.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
Scotty Scheffler is doing Scotty Scheffler things, but Scotty Scheffler went 5-12 this year.
Yeah.
He won 5 times and he lost 12 times. And so parity is something that we have, and that's the hardest one to get. And that's one that they were, relentless in their pursuit at the NFL, is to find as much parity as they could with all of their decisions. And then you follow that up with the simplicity. Fans want to follow. They want to know who's winning, when they're winning, as evidenced by getting rid of the starting strokes at the Tour Championship as, hey, the guy who shoots the lowest after 4 days wins the tournament. That's as simple as you can get. And then the scarcity part is, I think you can read into that is that we want big events. We want Players Championships across the schedule. And, those are what that looks like long term. He's enlisted Tiger to chair a future competitions committee along with somebody like Theo Epstein, who has made some impact in big changes in other sports, a cross section of players and other business leaders to really lead that. And again, I think the details will come, eventually as that group gets together and really gets their footing and starts to look at what broadcast partners want, what fans want, and all those types of things. But I think it's really an exciting time in the tour to take the momentum. And he has said numerous times when I've listened to him, and it's easy, he doesn't believe in if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. He has said numerous times, if it ain't broke, fix it anyways. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a really cool part to just ride the momentum and look towards the future.
The Players Championship, you guys have done such a magnificent job with it, but obviously he's going to try and elevate it in a variety of ways. How can you make what is such a 10 out of a 10 event now, how can you enhance that even more, particularly if you do want to create some more Players Championships? You don't want that to equalize. You want the Players Championship to still stand alone, I would imagine. Yeah,
I think the elevation of all the events and Players Championship included will be, all about the product on the course, which includes the venue and the players participating. And then, that cycle or that circle of life of that event is create the right product on the course, and your fans and partners will follow. And then the third cog in that wheel is that continue to innovate as you continue to go around that cycle. So I think the opportunity for us to, tell our story about how big the Players Championship is, one of the largest purses, the history of the event shows that, commanding that golf course, you have to have a full control of your golf bag to win on that golf course. And our list of winners are major champions, and being a part of that schedule and kind of kicking off the schedule of major events for a golf schedule will be something that we'll look forward to and continue to build.
What could he change? Will he change the schedule? Is that possible? Does he? He doesn't change the format, right? I mean, we got a 4-day stroke play golf tournament. I mean. You're still going to have what do we have now? 125 players? Is that what
we're going for, at players? We're going from 144 to 120.
Right, 120. Yep. So I mean again, that's a change. You know what I mean, Lee? I'm trying to think. What could he? Is it change the way television coverage? Is there new technology coming along? I mean, what? And I'm not asking you to take us behind the scenes if there's stuff we're not supposed to know. But I mean, what would he change? What could he change?
I would say all of the above. We were fortunate this morning. To have one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time in the office. And both he and Brian talked about it's a blank sheet of paper. And so I think everything that you just mentioned is on the table. Wow. I think you think about maybe some of the innovations with the NFL. He has told a story about everybody told him that Thursday football wouldn't work, right? And all of a sudden you put a game on Thursday and everybody watches. Yeah. And streaming wouldn't work. Putting games on Netflix wouldn't work, and Amazon and all of those types of things. So I think when you bring in all of these broadcast partners, commercial partners, fans, and players, the great thing about that committee is that he's got a cross-section of players from Keith Mitchell to Tiger Woods to Patrick Cantlay, that will all have a different point of view or perspective, that I think everything's on the table. And again, with the guiding light of parity, scarcity, and simplicity to drive what the schedule looks like going forward. He's really, really focused on getting the product right first.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to think what it could it be play-in spots? Could you have televised golf on Tuesday and Wednesday where guys play for spots that they didn't qualify for? Is there other ways? I mean,
Are you pitching to be on the committee? Is that what you're doing? Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just getting started. How about let me tell you what I love. I don't know how you create this because time zones aren't what they are. Can I have more night golf? I love night golf. Can we have night golf?
I think there's
night golf.
I've been in conversations with the opportunity of is there more prime time under the lights, does something like that fit in Las Vegas, to where you're got airplanes flying over and you're playing a complete 18-hole golf course. Now, infrastructure, and if you're focused on fan engagement and economics, that's not inexpensive to play a full 4-round tournament under the lights. But again, I think blank sheet of paper allows for a lot of innovation, a lot of ingenuity, and a lot of ideas. And being a part of it is going to be the fun part.
Is pace of play an issue? As a fan, it doesn't bother me, but we saw this past weekend, like Cantlay got way behind. What does a golfer have in terms of the clock? What is the range they're supposed to stay in? And like I said, as a fan, it doesn't seem to bother me, but occasionally you'll hear about this group has been warned and things like that. Can you give us some illumination?
A lot of it starts with position. So, as an example, if you tee off 10 minutes behind the group in front of you, the expectation is that you're going to stay 10 minutes within 10 minutes of the group. But there's a lot of criteria that gets put in that. Anytime there's a 10 mile, 20 mile, a 30 mile an hour wind, that causes time. Anytime there are rules issues or lost balls or any of that type of thing causes you to get a little bit behind. You always hear that 40 seconds is kind of the number in order to, when you start to engage in a shot for you to pull the trigger, but that's not an exact science either. But pace of play is certainly something that in those fan forward surveys that we've received a lot of feedback on, that we hear a lot about, and that's the reason why I think it was at the 3M Championship this year that we started to post front nine and back nine pace times on the website, so it's a little bit more public. We used rangefinder devices and I think like a 6-event stretch to kind of test whether that has an impact on pace. One really cool thing is our new the review department that is in the new studios building. That has actually helped us cut down the time on rulings. Throughout a 4-day event, there's about 20 rulings that happen. And if you can peel a minute or two off each one of those rulings because of being able to do it in a centralized review area, you can cut a minute. And you'd imagine that like every time that happens, a minute here, a minute there, 5 minutes here really cuts down on that pace of play. So it certainly is top of mind for the PGA Tour because we hear that from the fans.
As a golfer, nothing drives you more crazy. If just a recreational hack, nothing's worse than pace of play issues. So you're exactly right. Lee Smith, the executive director of the Players Championship and our golf analyst. After today, Lee will be back in here with us at 3:15. Our normal time, right up through the Ryder Cup, and I can't wait to see the wager off the air. This is going to be good stuff.
Absolutely.
Lee, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
You got it.
Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
At Keon Atlantic, the savings are back in session. You'll just need to follow these simple rules to make the most of your back to school. Step 1, switch out your car for an upgrade. Step 2, drive a new Kia starting at $20K. Step 3, make no payments for a whole 90 days. Hurry in to start back to school in a big way. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Cross, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success. Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
All right, great to catch up with our buddy Lee Smith, who does such a terrific job talking golf. Back to Jaguars for a second. What kind of a camp has Brian Thomas Jr. had?
I think it's been kind of erratic.
Yeah.
But I think he's sharpening it up, which a lot of great players are like that. Now, again, we can't put him in that category yet because we've only seen it for one season. But certainly it was an extraordinary rookie campaign. He was third in the NFL in receiving yards. So I'd say it was erratic, but I thought he looked really good today. Made a couple touchdown grabs, 3 or 4 catches from Trevor. Didn't have any drops. The drops have been kind of a consistent. He's made plays, but he's had some drops in camp, but that really didn't show up last season much at all. So I don't think it's necessarily a worry. I think players pace themselves. And now I think you're seeing Brian Thomas Jr. turn it from, 10 to a spinal tap 11 as the Carolina Panthers get ready to come in.
Brian Thomas Jr., one of the best rookies in all of football last year, one of the best receivers in the league, the subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars receiver Brian Thomas Jr. here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How's everything going?
Everything's been going good. Everything's been going well so far.
had a good week of practice. Now everybody go into this break and just take care of our body and be ready for week 1.
It looked like you had a great day out there today, Brian. How did you feel like it went?
I feel like we did pretty good. I mean, we still got a lot improving to do as an offense as a whole. But I feel like we're taking steps in the right direction to keep moving forward.
You're one of the last guys coming off the field after practice today. What was sort of the emphasis of what you were working on after practice on your own?
Just getting a couple extra catches in. I mean, you can't never get too many catches. Just being focused and locking in on catching the ball. And just running a couple extra routes for Trev, just to make sure we got our timing down and ready. Our chemistry is good, ready to go for the season.
How do you assess your training camp on the whole? Are you happy with the strides you made?
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to come out here and keep improving each and every day, and I feel like I did that. Started off kind of slow, but like I said, just come out here and keep improving each and every day, and that was my biggest goal, and I feel like I did that.
What stands out about Carolina? Have you started to look at what challenges they'll present defensively yet?
Yeah, they play a lot of different coverages. They got a pretty good defense, and I mean, we got a lot of new dudes out there, so. Just come in, lock in on them next week, and be ready to go for whatever they throw at us.
Are you excited for college football? Are you going to be watching LSU Clemson?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching that. I won't be. I wish I could go down there, but I probably won't go down there. Yeah, but I'm excited to watch those guys. A couple of young guys I know out there still. So just super excited to go out there and watch them play.
Do you have a bet on the game with Trevor Lawrence?
Nah. I might need to think about that, but we don't have one yet.
My suggestion is if LSU wins, he's got to target you 20 times against the Panthers.
Hey, that's a good one. But I don't know. We'll talk about that.
In terms of what's your advice for the young guys? You had such a great rookie season. You handled the jump to the NFL so well. What's your advice for Travis and these rookies?
Really just stay locked in. It's a long season. You never know how things will turn out. Like for me, my rookie season, Gabe and Christian ended up getting hurt. So, I mean, like I said, you just always want to stay locked in. You never know what can happen. So just stay locked in, take care of your body, stay focused, and just be ready at all times.
Now that you've had a month at camp to work with Liam Cohen and get used to his scheme, what do you really get excited about in terms of how he's going to utilize you?
Just being able to move around a little bit more, being able to hopefully do more routes, play inside, outside. So the defense can't just scheme you up because you're playing just outside and stuff like that. So just being able to do a little bit more and having Travis and Diami, the backs, tight ends, we got everybody. Just having everybody out there and just defense just not being able to lock in on one person. So I would say that's probably the biggest thing.
You guys added Tim Patrick. What was your early impressions of him as a teammate, and what kind of height and length does he give you guys in that room?
He gives us a lot of height and length for sure. Just a big body coming in, and just like I said, he's a good teammate from what I've heard. Got to talk to him a little bit today. Just gotta build that chemistry with him, bond with him, and hopefully come in, do big things for us.
How is Travis doing with Travis Hunter picking up the offense, and what have you seen out of that young man?
He's been doing well, just picking up the offense and picking up the defense. I feel like he's been doing well, taking strides each and every day. He's just coming out here getting better. He's back healthy now, and just steady pushing to be 100% and be the best that he can be.
Has Jordan Lewis made you better going against him consistently in training camp, and what kind of skills does he bring to the defense?
Yeah, for sure. Jay Lewis has been great for us this camp, and he's going to be great for us this season. But, yeah, he definitely pushes me each and every day just to be the best of us. He pushes all of us just to be the best that we can be each and every day. So I would say, yeah, he's going to be a big for us, and he's definitely been pushing us.
Brian Thomas Jr., thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brian Thomas Jr., 22 years old, coming off an 87 catch, 1,282 yard, 10 touchdown rookie season. And you got to think he's going to hit the overs on all those numbers if he stays healthy.
I have no doubt about it. One of the outstanding receivers in the NFL, no doubt. Let's take a break. Hayes has headlines after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Play-by-play just makes everyday life better.
I did not see this one coming.
Get the most play-by-play on 1010XL, Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline here to let you know about my new obsession, Daisy French Onion Dip. If you love eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching football, you'll love new Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip. These are game changers. They're as delicious as a homemade dip made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you'd find in your own kitchen. You've got to try them. Once you do, you'll be hooked. Look for Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Go ahead and dial it. Dial what?
When you call in your opinion or hear an interesting interview from a sports insider on Jaguars Today or XL Primetime, you're getting it straight from the Checkmate Coatings phone line all day, every day on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Experience professional grade at Nimnick Buick GMC, home of the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. Yes, 0%. You can't find deals like this anywhere else in Jacksonville. So shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or at the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Football season is here, so I've got to get organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, wherever that clutter has taken over. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
You can give our good friends at Harrell and Harrell a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with the Jaguars practice. We got to see a good 2-hour workout today. Thought it was a crisp day and well executed on both sides.
And the reason for that is there's fewer guys. You know, this first practice we saw with 53 guys in a practice squad, not with 90 guys, and it just seemed more crisp, more time for the better players. It had a good feel to it today. I agree with you.
Head coach Liam Cohen met with reporters after practice and was asked to break down the defensive line.
The ability that
right, with both Agba and Smoot give us the ability to reduce a little bit. So you can go a little heavier on the edge because those guys can reduce down and play a little bit of, 4-eye, a little 3 technique if you need. So, and obviously Trayvon does that as well. So that's kind of the reason for a little bit heavier on the edge. And then BJ and Strigow both earned it. I mean, they earned it throughout their performances since they got here, continuing to improve. And then especially once we got the pads on, you were able to see both of those guys, specifically BJ, show up in the pressures and the relentless play and the way that he kind of goes about it. So, pleased with, 2 undrafted free agents make your 53. And, we're gonna need them at some point, but also they will do a phenomenal job giving our offensive line a look every week because they're relentless, the way they practice, the way they compete, all of that kind of goes into it as well.
I'll tell you this. Given the fact that I was very concerned about the defensive line, other than the 2 starting ends, Trayvon and Josh Hines-Allen, I think they did a decent job repairing that. They brought in Austin Johnson from the Bills. They brought in Colin Saunders, who's from the Saints. They brought in Agba and Smoot. They kept 2 undrafted guys, as he just talked about, in Green and Strigow. If you think about that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6 guys that they added to the fold after the draft, that I think have a chance to help the team. So I'm not saying it's going to be a great defensive front, but they did about all they could to fortify it. They did.
Absolutely. Trevor Lawrence also met with reporters after practice and was asked about perhaps an underrated part of the Jaguars offense, tight end Brenton Strange.
He's been awesome. I think just mastering the system, knowing what to do. There's a learning curve for everyone in the spring, and I think the steps he's taken from the spring coming into training camp, you see him able to make so many plays just because he's playing fast. He knows what to do. He's a great matchup for us at tight end, and I'm excited for him. I think he's going to have a really big year, and he's another weapon that I think some people don't really ask enough about sometimes because we have a lot of weapons on offense, a lot of guys that can play. So he's a guy that's really valuable to us, what he can do, run game, pass game, everything. He's a great player.
You know what? If Brenton Strange has a big year with all those other wide receivers, boy, they got a lot of weapons on offense, Dave.
Without a doubt. Let's get it to around the NFL. Adam Schefter reports the Cowboys have started listening to trade offers for Micah Parsons. Can you really trade a 26-year-old veteran with 52.5 career sacks?
No. It would be the dumbest move, and the Dallas Cowboys have made some dumb ones over the years. It would be the dumbest thing they could do, and I'd be shocked if they did it. Beyond shocked.
1 week from tonight, speaking of those Cowboys, but I'm not sure they're the star of this show, Cowboys at Eagles, the lid lifter. 1 week from tonight.
We finally got there. Tonight, college football starts. This weekend, college football in earnest. 1 week from tonight, the NFL. I can't wait.
Let's get to college football. Billy Napier says Florida true freshman receiver Dallas Wilson is exceptional and will, quote, be a major factor for us.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Gator fans think he's their version of Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith's 6'4", 220. Dallas Wilson is 6'3" and some change, 215. They think he's that version. And Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State last year proved you can be a freshman and be just as impactful as if you were a 4th year, 5th year senior. So, yeah, let's hope. I can't wait to watch it.
We got some games. In fact, we're 35 minutes away.
We have games
Boise
tonight?
State at South Florida. Frank starts at 5:30. Give us your prediction on what we will see.
Give me the Brahman Bulls.
Oh, wow, an upset.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about
the
that?
Brahman Bulls, just because I want to call them the Brahman Bulls. So, I can't wait to tonight. I mean, Nebraska, Cincinnati. There's a bunch of games tonight.
There's
though, right?
a bunch of games, yeah. And certainly, look, if you're a Florida fan, you're playing USF next week.
Don't both the Brahman Bulls and the Golden Knights play tonight?
I have no idea what UCF's doing. Do they? I don't know. Maybe.
You don't know?
Yeah, no.
You haven't followed
You've come to the wrong place if you want to know about UCF football.
You're not in the fan club?
No.
They play tonight at 7 against one of my favorite schools, Jacksonville State.
How about that, huh?
Ah, there you go. Yeah, Jacksonville State. They're dangerous.
You're telling me the Golden Knights with Scott Frost back doesn't excite you?
It does not.
Okay.
Yeah, it does not. But we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise.
I don't understand that. But
what
okay.
about Nebraska at Cincinnati at 9? Will you take a look at that?
What do you think?
I think
take
you
a
will.
look. I'll be locked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you like?
I got the Pirates to move their game to today earlier, so I could watch those games. I'll take Nebraska. I think Nebraska actually is going to be decent. I think they're not back, but this might be the best team they've had in a while. The quarterback's pretty good. He's now got a season under his belt. I think they're going to be pretty good.
I want to remind you guys about the new faking injuries rule in college football. So it's so awesome that they put this in. But just as sort of a reminder, we talked about it in the offseason. Yeah. If a player drops to the ground after the ball is spotted, his team will be charged a timeout. If they don't have a timeout, the team will be given a delay penalty. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I do too. When football went to the fast hurry up where the Josh Heupel, everybody plays fast, teams countered by defensive players faking injuries. We all know that. Whether they admit it or not, we all know they've done it. So college football, from a rule standpoint, had to fight back, and they did.
We will get you out on today's musical note because on this date, back in 1968, Simon and Garfunkel's fourth studio album, Bookends, was topping the charts. The album contained America and Hazy Shade of Winter. In addition to this classic, this is Mrs. Robinson.
What a great song. What a great movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
What do we,
The Graduate.
The Graduate. And Dustin Hoffman, right?
That's right. Anne Bancroft.
Great movie. Great song, great remembrance. Well done. Well, I've enjoyed the music. You've gone way back. You've been the way back machine with
history of rock and roll right here.
Love it. We'll take a break. When we come back, our friend Greg McGarity is with us. The first Gator Bowl college football report of the year is next. Stay with us.
God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Folks, are you looking for a better used car shopping experience? Well, you'll find it at Nimnick Buick GMC, Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Now, with Car Bravo and Nimnick, you'll save big and drive home with a smile. Nimnick Buick GMC can certify all makes and models. That means Honda, Toyota, Kia, Mazda, Ford. That's right, all makes, all models. Are you trading in your old vehicle? Well, don't forget, who gives you more top dollar for your trade? Nobody but Nimnick. So shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com or visit their showroom off of Phillips Highway. And remember, there's a lot of ways to get used cars, but there's no better way than to do it with Car Bravo, and Nimnick is the place to get your Car Bravo car for you. Head there today. All makes and models. They've got them all, and they've got them at Nimnick. So what's the best place to get cars, trucks, SUVs? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
He's entered. Open the door to the Jags locker room to bring you exclusive insights and interviews on 1010XL.
This just in.
In the locker room with Hayes Carlion. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Margie Williams in Jacksonville at 904-296-2500.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
How'd you get your money so quick?
Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party.
Man, he's fast.
Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation.
Tips are appreciated.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm Max Fink. Join me for the Gator Report on 1010XL as I break down the latest storylines in Gator Nation.
Put together by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jeff Lagerman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.com.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS, 904-777-4477, or visit hairforme.com.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The USF Bulls open up college football for the Sunshine State schools tonight at 5:30 when they take on the 25th ranked Boise State Broncos. U.S. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley announced his 6 Ryder Cup picks yesterday. Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns. It's currently 86 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
The College Football Report is presented each week by the Gator Bowl with Executive Director Greg McGarity. Here's Greg with the Frangie Show crew.
All right, it's that time of year. It's time to talk college football. Our buddy Greg McGarity, the Executive Director of the Gator Bowl, joins us here. So it's the Gator Bowl College Football Report. I'm excited. It's great to see you. And Hayes wants to know right out of the gate, who's on your board?
Well, right now we've already signed an agreement with either Florida versus North Carolina or Auburn.
There you go. Very good. Good call.
We don't
Gators versus Belichick.
The hoodie. There you go.
Oh, that'd be good.
Well said.
I like it.
Well played.
I like it.
Good to see you. How are you?
Great. All is well.
We love having you in here. And again, for people, our time is back to our normal time today because there's no Jaguars programming. So Greg kind enough to come in at 5 o'clock, but you'll normally hear from him at 2:15 every Thursday on our program, right till the end of college football season. So I'm excited. It's a crazy world in college football, crazy rules, NIL, portal, transfers, all of it. But boy, once the games get on the field, it's hard to beat it, isn't it?
Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
And so, as we've always said, it's like making sausage. You don't really care about how it's made, but on game day, just like at 5:30, you mentioned South Florida teeing it up against Boise State. So right off the bat, and then Nebraska tonight, it's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's frustrating as a fan because you get no information. But once you get to the games, then it's almost 20 times more exciting because you really have no idea what you have.
Especially week one. Nobody knows anything. You've got different coaches, different schemes. Who knows who's on what roster now? So it's just good to kind of soak it in and see who's ready to play and who can minimize their mistakes.
Let's talk about the Gator Bowl a little bit. It is on January 2nd, which is a Saturday.
December 27th.
Oh, my bad.
It was last year, January 2nd.
So December, but it's on the point is Saturday night.
Saturday night.
It's on a Saturday night on ABC. So I got the date on December 27th. But Saturday night, 7:30 on ABC. Right. That's great.
Yeah.
No resistance. I mean, that is you have to be thrilled about that.
Yeah, and the NFL is playing that day, but they're playing on the NFL Network that day.
Right.
So there's no competition among Fox or ESPN or anything like that. So we're solo at 7:30. The New Mexico Bowl's before us. It's at 5:30, and the Alamo Bowl game is after us at 9. So we have pretty clear sailing there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, that really is exciting. SEC, ACC. Tell us what we need to know. So who can come, who can't come? Where we stand there?
Well, in the ACC, we can't have Clemson or Duke because they played our last two games.
And that's the rule with the ACC.
That's the rule. Everybody else is wide open. And then on the SEC side, there's no wording that prevents Ole Miss from coming, but they won't come back here again.
Yeah.
So we would have all the other teams in the SEC available this year.
Greg, this time of year? I mean, it's not a 1 week a year job. It's a 52 week year job. So, are ticket sales ongoing? Are there packages? I mean, well, what catch us up on?
Yeah, we've got, I would call them season ticket holders that have renewed at over 90% this year. So we've already started with those that don't really care who's in the game, that have come year after year, and some that have been with us for decades. So we've already started that group. They get sort of a discount on tickets, but around the 1st of September, we'll start general public sales. And if you don't care who plays in the game but just want to come see a good game at reasonable prices, that'll be the time to start. And it's all on our website, TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
Have you guys decided what you're doing when Stadium of the Future is being built?
Well, obviously we're here 2 more years. And then 27, we're working with the University of Florida, trying to play our game there.
Oh, you are?
Yep, because Orlando's really not an option for us. They have too many bowl games now. So great success in, I think, 93 or 94 when Virginia Tech played Tennessee there. So we're in the process of starting those discussions with UF.
Yeah, so tell me more about that. How did that come about? Because this happened before. I know Tennessee and Virginia Tech played there. Whatever year that was, right? Mm-hmm. It was
while the stadium was being constructed.
Yeah. So
same dynamic.
So how does that all work? You just tell me all about.
Yeah, the teams would stay here, and then I'm sure our television partners would work with us to have a 3:30 or 7 o'clock game, so the teams could get to Gainesville with an escort pretty quickly. So that's the way it worked. But they'd be here to enjoy everything that North Florida has to offer. There's not much to do in Gainesville 3 or 4 days before the game, so I think they'd go nuts if they were there. With all due respect to Gainesville,
but they'll be here.
Yes, be in town and be able to be at the Omni out at Amelia or Sawgrass Marriott.
So they'll drive down day of the game.
Day of the game with an escort, and that's what happened the last time. And now there's a bypass through Stark, and so lot better transportation now than 20 years ago.
All right, but we're going to continue college talk in a minute. But did you see the big NFL news?
No.
JJ.
Yeah, it just happened. Parsons, you just said it would be stupid if they traded him. They traded him to the Packers.
Wow. Dallas Cowboys, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. But that is a major story for the NFL fans. Maybe the best pass rusher in the league traded from the Dallas Cowboys. If that story is
Parsons signing a 4-year, $188 million extension with $136 million guarantee.
How about
cash makes a difference?
Yes, it does. So we'll certainly talk more about that as we continue along. But let's stay on college football for a second. Yep. All right, what do you think about this year? I mean, it's more wide open, isn't it, than it's been in recent years?
Well, so much more parity because you've got rosters that change annually. So one thing, you just can't depend on what they did last year unless you've got the bulk of your kids coming back. But so many new quarterbacks that haven't played before or very little playing time. And that's, to truly be a great team, you have to be exceptional at quarterback. And you have to have some breaks. You got to stay healthy. But you've got to cash in when those opportunities arrive. How many times have we seen, a kick get blocked or an interception dropped or a touchdown drop that makes a difference in these really, really tight games?
Without a doubt. I want to get back real quick to you talking about the future, because in 2028, when the Stadium of the Future becomes the Stadium of the Present, how will that benefit the Gator Bowl? How does it line up with your contracts and TV and things like that?
Well, this is the last year of all our contracts, so we begin next year, and obviously we don't know anything until the college football playoff decides, because the conferences or ESPN's not going to move forward with any discussions until they decide 12, 14, or 16. But 28 offers us so many great opportunities there as far as game experiences, things of that nature. But I do think that probably 5 years beyond that is maybe a timetable where some bigger things could happen for Jacksonville, because they award these games so far ahead of time. But a lot of movement between as I say, between the Hyatt and our offices right now with the Four Seasons and the office facility. As long as that continues to grow, I think we could be a very viable spot to host a big-time game. Once you fill that infrastructure and things to do, places to go, I think the sky's the limit, but all could not be possible unless you had the Stadium of the Future in 28.
All right, so assuming, because I think we're going to, assuming we go to 16 games in the 2026 season, how does that affect the Gator Bowl?
Not much. I mean, if it's the 4-4-2 model, if it's 5-11, I don't know how many SEC teams would be there, and obviously more teams that are taken into that pool, less than our teams.
Right.
So I think 4 teams doesn't hurt us if that's the model.
Yeah.
And they may stay at 12 right now.
Yeah. I'd be surprised, though. Let 12
marinate a year.
Right.
1 year.
Right,
so it's kind of hard to do that. But they've got to make a decision for the next 6 years.
Right, that's right.
So who knows what's going to happen. I just wish they'd get off the pot and let's go.
I get the sense with the SEC now agreeing to play 9 games in the conference, and everyone thinks the ACC will follow suit. I think now they're going to land on that 5-11 model. You don't love that, though, do you?
Well, I don't from a bowl standpoint. As a fan, I love it.
Yeah.
But from a bowl standpoint, I'd rather see the 4-4-2. That way it gives us a pretty good idea that 4 teams won't be in our game instead of potentially 5 or 6.
Yeah, I get it.
But we're high enough in the picks that we're always going to have a team that's going to represent well. And we had a 9-win Ole Miss team last year.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be in good shape either way, but I sort of would prefer the 4-4-2 model instead of the 5-11 as a bowl worker.
It was interesting. We were talking in the break about these great matchups that we have in week 1, and if it's SEC versus ACC, it doesn't really matter, but keep an eye on the games where it's SEC or ACC against somebody else. Those are important games for those SEC and ACC schools.
No question. I mean, Auburn, we saw what happened to Auburn. They didn't qualify for a bowl game last year because they lost to Cal at home. They start at Baylor. I mean, that's a huge game for them for bowl stature. You've got TCU and North Carolina. I mean, those are games where we'll be pulling hard for North Carolina. But to your point, the ACC, SEC games don't really matter because somebody's got to lose anyway between those two, and somebody's going to win, obviously. But it'll be a lot of fun to watch those matchups. I think this is going to be a weekend for the stature of conferences. I mean, if the ACC comes up with 3 or 4 wins in those games, or the SEC comes up with 3 or 4 wins on those head-to-heads, it's going to really set sort of a dynamic there verbally on who's got the better conference starting off the season.
Yeah. So what games you have your eye on the closest? You ran through a couple of them. Tell me some other games that you may be watching closely.
Well, Friday, too, Auburn at Baylor and Georgia Tech at Colorado. That's a huge game for Georgia Tech because I think they're going to be pretty good this year.
Right.
Saturday, Syracuse at Tennessee, Texas at Ohio State, Alabama at FSU, LSU at Clemson, then Sunday, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Notre Dame, Miami.
That's a lot of games.
A lot of games.
I mean, everything you just ran off affects your bowl, doesn't it?
Well, TCU on Monday.
Yeah.
So we got football. Let's gear up. We got 5 days straight.
You may have a board by next week.
What is Florida and Florida State from a win standpoint? What would you think they need to get to be in consideration for the Gator Bowl? 9.
I mean, that's what it would have taken last year. I mean, we really thought we had a chance at a 7-win Florida team last year. Well, we were all mistaken. because they couldn't let a 9-win team trump a 7-win team. So I think Florida's got to get 8 or 9 wins. I just don't think 7's going to do it. And I just think that's what it's going to take nowadays because everybody wants to come to Florida. Everybody wants to come to Florida that has a pick. Final thing, the 2 places you work, Georgia and Florida, how good do you think they'll be this year? What are your expectations? I think Georgia's defense is always going to be stout. What are they going to do? I think they've got some receivers now. Gunner at quarterback. That's the big question mark. Same thing with FSU. I mean, FSU needs to be very competitive Saturday. I think there'll be a lot of disappointed people. Yeah. But I think Florida's they won't have any trouble with the first 2 games of the year. They'll walk through those pretty easily. So stay healthy. Let a lot of people play if you get a big lead. And, it's the first time Long Island's, I think, ever been in the state of Florida to play anything. Yeah, they got like 20 players. So.
It's the first time they've left Long Island.
Yeah.
It'll be crazy. All right, Greg McGarrett, he's the executive director of the Gator Bowl, again, starting next week, 2:15 every Thursday. We'll talk college football more. Greg, thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Big story in the NFL now. Micah Parsons traded from the Cowboys to the Packers, blue blood to blue blood. What does it mean for the league? We'll discuss it after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
He's entered. Open the door to the Jags locker room to bring you exclusive insights and interviews on 1010XL.
This just in
the locker room with Hayes Carlyon. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Ready to add some value to your day? The everyday deals at Sonny's have got you covered. Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, all you can eat ribs for $19.99, and our new loaded barbecue potato for $11. Available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pit masters since '68.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Atlantic Infinity. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise, free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter. And you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor, climate-controlled showroom. It's cool, comfortable, and hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie, and I got to tell you, I can't fix anything. I would be so lost with plumbing problems if not for Duck Duck Rooter. But everybody knows to call the Duck. Well, I do too. Whether it's plumbing, air conditioning, septic, they handle all of it, and nobody does a better job than our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. Any of those needs you have, call them today, 904-862-6769, or go to duckduckrooter.com. If you've got problems, call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll handle it, I guarantee it.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857, or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
These are the last days for Monahan Jewelers store-wide 40 to 50% off sale. These are the biggest savings we could possibly offer with everything on display discounted 40 to 50% off ending Saturday, August 30th. We've bought so much brand new jewelry, we need to make room for it, and the only way to do that is to give you huge deals at 40 to 50% off everything. And the sale ends this Saturday, August 30th. Diamond jewelry, colored gemstones, gold chains, everything. Everything on display is 40 to 50% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
If you want to sell your home, or you're worried about selling your home, or you've had trouble selling your home, let me give you the hotline to the help you need. That's the hotline to Chad and Sandy. 904-414-6200, chadandsandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to get the right price, and you need the right marketing, the proven systems. Chad and Sandy hit every base for you. Need to sell now? Instant offers coming. Fast, easy, stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy bring your home to market with unmatched exposure, whether you're buying or selling. Fast or max cash, Chad and Sandy have the proven plan guaranteed. And how about this promise? Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. They are the real estate experts you can trust. So call them today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, A-N-D, Sandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
And we do thank our friends from Stanley Pools. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, JJ LaSelva. Thanks to our pal Greg McGarity. What a good guy Greg is. Does a great job as the executive director. They've had good hires there, man. Rick Catlett did such a wonderful job all those years, and now Greg McGarity has stepped in years ago, and back-to-back really good executives in what is a very hard job. The Bowls are harder than ever. A bowl in a smaller market. I mean, as great as the Gator Bowl is and the great heritage it has, we don't have the same corporate support big cities with more corporations have. That's just a reality. And the job those guys do and the job Greg's doing now and his staff is fantastic. So always good to have him. We'll have Greg in here doing the college football report every Thursday. We certainly look forward to that. Gigantic news in the NFL. Take us through, if people have not heard, Micah Parsons traded from the Cowboys to the Packers. Take us all through the deal.
Well, what I think this shows is the decay in the Dallas Cowboys front office led by owner and GM Jerry Jones. This is a move you just cannot accept if you're a Cowboys fan. I haven't even really looked to see what – I'm assuming Green Bay gave up like 2 1s, something like this, maybe a little bit more. But
I don't see.
Yeah, they got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, see that's
and defensive tackle Kenny Clark.
Okay, that's ridiculous. For Jerry Jones to trade a 26-year-old and Micah Parsons, who already has 52.5 career sacks for your organization, when you're teetering on being relevant anyway. I mean, even with Micah Parsons. With a healthy Micah Parsons, an engaged Micah Parsons, who didn't skip all of training camp because he was disgruntled over his contract. I mean, you're fighting to go 9-8 with this roster. I mean, you've got CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, maybe George Pickens does something there, and you've got Micah Parsons. And that's it. And so to trade Micah Parsons and to trade him within the NFC, what are you doing, Jerry Jones? I mean, the odds that those 2 first-round picks are going to add up to even a smidge of what Micah Parsons would have given you, it just shows a disconnection from reality. If you are a Dallas Cowboys fan, this has got to be an agonizing day for you. I mean, you just don't let players like this go. You pay them. You pay them the money. It's just it just to me this signifies the death of Dallas ever doing anything. And I kind of believe maybe there was a chance, never that they'd find the form that they had when Jerry Jones had Jimmy Johnson doing, wizard things for him. But to me, this signifies what will be a very sad end to the Jerry Jones era in Dallas, because I think the Cowboys are a 5-6 win club.
And you know what's interesting about that too is the Dallas Cowboys haven't felt like the Dallas Cowboys in a long time. They had 3 straight 12-win seasons, and nobody even noticed. Did you notice that? I mean, they went through. They were
because they did nothing in the tournament.
They had 12-win tournaments 3 years in a row, and because they didn't show up in the playoffs, to me, the Dallas Cowboys never felt like the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, for a while there, they had Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard both in the same running back room, which should be star value, but it didn't feel that way. Dax never felt like a star to me. I know he got paid, and maybe you disagree with me, but I never felt, if I start running off a handful of the best quarterbacks in the league, I never felt I was ever going to get to Dak, at least for me. It just seemed that they've been good defensively. But the Dallas Cowboys just haven't felt like the Dallas Cowboys to me in a long time. I mean, even in their own division, the Eagles and the Commanders have soared, right? I mean, the Commanders didn't win the Super Bowl, but they're good now, and they found the right quarterback. The Eagles are holding the ring, you know, even in their and they just don't seem like kind of like the Steelers. They're just, those two teams are blue bloods, and they've been good mostly forever. But they don't feel.
But if the Steelers had Micah Parsons, they're paying Micah Parsons.
Of course, they just paid T.J. Watt, who's not Micah Parsons. That's exactly the great point. So no, you're right. No, they're not as dysfunctional in the front office. They just don't seem to be a factor anymore, at least for a while. But the Cowboys don't. To me, the Dallas Cowboys, even when we play there, as big as Jerry's World is, it seats 100,000 people. It's one of the most magnificent football facilities they've ever been in. Dallas is one of the great football towns of all time. It is. I mean, they love college football there the way we do, and they have the Dallas Cowboys who are first and foremost. They have the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders who are the first of their kind. You know, the heritage. It doesn't feel like the Dallas Cowboys to me right now. Well before this deal, but certainly even more so because of this deal.
Yeah, I think this is the final nail in the coffin of any football credibility in Dallas. They're just going to be lost in the wilderness until they have new leadership, and they're probably not going to have new leadership for a long time.
Sure.
That ownership is just going to be passed to his sons, so who obviously are just as incompetent as he is. So I mean, it's again, I mean, I'm not a Dallas fan. I don't know anybody that is a Dallas fan, but if you do know a Cowboys fan,
I do. He's very pissed off right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, be nice.
My
to them.
group chat is laughing hysterically.
This is honestly, I mean, this is beyond malpractice. I mean, you just don't let a player that's yet to hit his prime, who's already been so productive for you, is a 2-time All-Pro and has made 4 Pro Bowls and was great for you from the second you drafted him.
Right.
And you're going to let him go over money. You're the Dallas Cowboys.
So the Twitter streets are saying that he was offered $40 a year for the Cowboys, and obviously he just signed for $47 a year with the Packers. So,
I want to say it's more than money.
Oh yeah, it's a pride thing.
But it's
sure.
it's about. And I know the money's significant.
And the agent was warring with Jerry.
But that thing fell apart, and that was, let's see who can be more macho, right?
Well, credit to Green Bay, because this makes them they were already, Prisco already has said he likes them to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think when he joined us last week, I think he had Buffalo, Green Bay. I mean, this now does make you wonder if I still think it's Philly.
Yeah.
But this, I think, cements Green Bay. I think it puts them a notch above the Lions, who are still very good. So in NFC, power poll, I think Philly won, but Green Bay 2. And then I think there's a gap. Maybe we'll see about Jaden Daniels, maybe Washington. Maybe you do see a 49ers bounce back. But boy, it seems like it's Philly and Green Bay in the NFC to me.
Certainly Green Bay, if they weren't already, to your point, many analysts, Prisco among them, think they were. But to your point, if Green Bay wasn't a major player in all this, and again, maybe they already were, but if they weren't, they are now. That's the point. They are a clear player now, and there's no getting around it. So,
I mean, why would you do that? So those 2 ones that you get, you're probably looking at picks that are somewhere between 27 and 32.
Yeah, because you've just made the team that is giving you the picks better, like significantly better. So I'll tell you why you do it, because Jerry Jones drew a line in the sand and said, I'm such a billionaire that I don't have to have this. And that's why he did it.
He's a moron.
But I'm just telling you why. I'm giving you the why.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, you gave the better why, because he's an idiot. But anyway, interesting stuff. So Micah Parsons, major. That's as big an NFL trade.
That's one of the biggest ones we've had in a while.
It's
particularly for this time of year.
Yeah.
It's the biggest non-quarterback contract in NFL history.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the names of the two teams, I mean, buddy, this is the Dodgers and the Yankees.
I mean, thank goodness that he didn't trade him to an AFC South team.
Right.
I mean, at least he went to Green Bay, and the Jaguars only see Micah Parsons. It'll be the same as they see him now.
Yeah.
They'll see him once every 4 years. But I mean, because this could have been, the last thing anybody in the AFC needed is for Micah Parsons to get traded to the AFC. So at least he stays there.
So if it's Packers and Jags in the Super Bowl, we're gonna have to chip him double.
I feel like Walker Little can handle Michael Parsons with no help.
You don't leave it.
I feel very comfortable in that matchup.
Major deal in the NFL. College football is about to start. We'll update you in just a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
1. Frangie and Hicken on Mondays. 2. Denny Thompson and Hacker on Wednesdays.
Who's counting?
1010XL now has 2 original Gator podcasts each week.
One for you and one for me.
Search 1010XL Florida Gators wherever you find podcasts or visit 1010XL.com.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at everbank.com/London.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Beer, water, beer. That's a pretty good game plan when it comes to battling the summer heat. When you hit the beach, fishing hole, or golf course, make sure you hydrate. Anheuser-Busch is always up for a good time. Just remember to drink responsibly.
Get more Gators with Dan Hickett and me, Frank Frangie, on all things Gators on 1010XL Gators podcast, with new episodes every Monday, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, wherever you find podcasts, and at 1010XL.com.
Joe C for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing Contractor, lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
The Florida Gators are going to the playoff. That is my prediction. I believe they will win at least 10 games, and I will tell you the reason. Because no one is going to be able to cover the receivers. Dallas Wilson, the true freshman, I think is going to be extraordinary. Vernell Brown III, I think is going to be extraordinary. Two different skill sets, and they have some other good guys in that room. They have Trey Wilson. They have J. Michael Sturdivant, the transfer from UCLA, the move the chains veteran guy. And obviously, I'm a huge believer in DJ Lagway. I think he stays healthy, but I think when we're talking about Florida in December in the playoffs, it's the two true freshman receivers that people identify as the X factor for why the program was able to elevate and navigate a brutal schedule and make the postseason.
Well, I will say this. I think the personnel is there. I worry about DJ Lagway's health. I worry a little bit. Others don't, but I do. About his development. I think he's going to be really good, but I want to see more. I hope he's healthy enough to run and pass because I think he can do both. I worry about Billy Napier's sideline acumen. I do. I worry about that. I want him to be good. But I think from a player standpoint, they are really good. And I don't think Billy – I'm not someone that believes Billy Napier is such a terrible coach that he can mess up a loaded roster. I don't believe that. What I do believe is if it's a marginal roster, which it's been in recent years, he's not a savvy enough coach to elevate them better than they are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think he's necessarily going to mess it up if they have a good team. I just think he's not going to elevate them. I think Dabo's that way. And I'm not saying he's as good a coach as Dabo. Dabo's got 2 rings, but I think he's similar. He's an Alabama guy. He's a Southern guy. He's not a great coordinator. Dabo never was a coordinator. So I think there's so for me, I find myself thinking that he's not a great sideline guy. The schedule's brutal. I hate the way the schedule plays out. But I think they have a good. I don't think a playoff prediction for them is is crazy. It's not. They have a really, really, really good roster. We've said it 1,000 times. Can they win enough to where they think they're good? Can they win enough to where they have enough confidence that, it's going to be hard to play them now because in addition to that roster, they have confidence and swagger because it's hard to beat a team like that. That's why those first 2 games, Mark Long and I were going back and we're just battling today because I said, Mark, if they lose the 2 games, I think he's in trouble. And he goes, no, they're too hard. They're road games. They'll be underdogs. I said, football fans. If Florida starts 2-2, then I don't think they're beating Texas. I don't think 2-2 unranked Florida is going to beat top-ranked undefeated Texas in the Swamp. I don't believe that. 4-0, 4th-ranked Florida, after an off week, could beat Texas. 3-1, 17th-ranked Florida has a chance against Texas. 2-2 unranked Florida can't beat the Longhorns. So I think losing those 2 games means you start 2-3, and I'll say it again. If they're 2-3, I don't think he makes it to the Florida-Georgia game. Agree or disagree?
Well, if he starts 2-3, I think they'll stick with him. There's too many games on the back end where he could salvage it. Like he was able to do last year. And this is what we know. He has their full backing. Keep in mind,
I agree with
Florida still doesn't even have a president of the university.
Right.
I mean, they have a total void of leadership. So you still have to worry about, even if you wanted to fire him, the mechanics of actually doing that without a president. So, I think it's going to have to be beyond a reasonable doubt that he's not the right coach for them to move off of him this year, which to me would be like 5-7 against the schedule. Like I would fire him at 6-6, but I'm not sure they will. And look, I will say this: you don't have to be a very good coach for DJ Lagway to throw a bubble screen to Dallas Wilson or Vernell Brown III, and they take it 80 yards for a touchdown.
Or Trey Wilson. That's the question. Is the talent so good compared to what they're playing? Because like Shane Matthews said yesterday on the air, other teams have good talent too now. They all have good talent. So that's the question: is the talent so good that it overcomes whatever could go wrong? So we'll see.
I think by the time we get to the end of the season, the regular season, most people will believe Florida has a top 5 receiving core in the nation.
Well, I will say this. I hope you're right about that. I will say this. I have said, back to your original point about the playoffs, if DJ Lagway plays all 12 games and is healthy, if he's legitimately healthy, which means he can run as well as pass, not if he's playing on one leg like he did last year, but if he's legitimately healthy and can run and pass and play free and easy, I think they've got a great chance to be a playoff team. Because I think that I've got the floor at about 8-4. I think that's the floor. Now, if they lose those 2 games early, that floor might sink a little bit. They've got to split the game. You asked me earlier, would I take a split? I'm still not there. I'm still not ready to, or maybe Hicken asked me that. I'm still not ready to take a split because I think they could win both games. But if it's worse than a split, I just don't see them getting off the deck after losing those 2 games. That's why having those games back-to-back like that is really critical. Having them back to back is a chore.
Oh, really yeah. Is. Look, it's obviously 2 very difficult games, without a doubt. But again, look at it. LSU is an underdog this week at Clemson.
You're right, and they beat them last year.
Miami is a home underdog to Notre Dame, and so it's LSU and Miami have really good teams too, obviously, and they could easily make the playoffs. But at least as we stand here today, they're not juggernauts. They're underdogs in their week 1 games.
Right.
So, it'll obviously be very difficult for Florida to go into either place and get a win. But I think the talent Florida has, you've got to be electric at receiver. And I really think they are. I do think Dallas Wilson is going to be a superstar. I didn't really expect much from Vernell Brown III. But he's been the gem of camp. He's all anybody can talk about.
Well, he was a 5-star now.
And he was, yeah. But again, those guys don't always in year 1,
right.
Play out of their minds. And the thing that I like is they've got different skill sets. And then again, you have a Trey Wilson who hopefully he can stay healthy. But at least it's like in previous years, you didn't even his first year he didn't have anybody like Trey Wilson. Then you had to me, Trey Wilson, if he's available, is great. But when he hasn't been, it's fallen off a cliff.
Yeah.
DK and Badger, good receivers, but they're not electrifying. They're not. You wouldn't put them in the top 20 Florida receivers of all time.
Of course not.
I think Florida now has a stable of guys that have a chance to crack that.
Yeah.
And again, I do think they have a quarterback that is going to be able to get them the ball. Again, if DJ Lagway can stay healthy, it all falls apart if DJ Lagway gets hurt, but it falls apart for any team, probably in college football, if they lose their starting quarterback. So, and I do like Florida's defense. So I've got them at 10-2. I've got them in the playoffs, I apologize to Billy Napier for putting the curse on his team.
Love the curse. Love the confidence. Love what you got. Can I ask you a question, though?
Sure.
Do you know what's happening on a Thursday afternoon in the Tampa Bay area?
Have we kicked off?
Boise's on the move. Okay.
Wow.
Let me tell you what's happening right now at Ray J. Okay. Boise's on the move, but Schuler, man, he's good. Schuler just made a terrific play. Okay.
3rd and 10.
You know what you do?
And he plays for UCF or USF.
You know what you got to do? You got to double team Schuler. Okay.
That was in your notes.
Yes, it was. So Boise, 3rd and 10.
Are we still 0-0?
No score.
Yeah, 0-0.
Our opening drive of the ball game here.
17,000 on their feet.
17,000.
I actually have no idea how many people.
That's probably close.
I feel like a lot of people were at work.
All right, empty backfield.
5:30.
Hank Ballmeyer, or whatever his name is. Oh, look at the ball came out.
We got a big hit there.
Oh, is that a fumble?
Is that? I think.
Yeah, they're gonna rule it. It was
USF ball.
Listen,
let's go Bulls.
Brahman Bulls. By the way, both Florida and Miami play the Brahman Bulls. You know that, right?
Yeah. We played them last year too.
Got them back to back. So the Brahman Bulls just got a takeaway. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Wrap the program. Say hello to Rick Ballou after this.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
College football, the marquee matchup on Saturday will be number 1 Texas taking on number 3 Ohio State in Columbus. The Longhorns, led by Arch Manning at quarterback, are a 1.5-point underdog to the Buckeyes at even money on the money line, while Ohio State is minus 120. The over-under at 47.5. Another battle of ranked teams in week 1. Number 9 LSU taking on number 4 Clemson in South Carolina. Clemson is a 4.5-point favorite in the Battle of the Tigers, minus 175 on the money line. LSU plus 150. The over-under at 57.5. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Football season is here, so I've got to get organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, wherever that clutter has taken over. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Hey, it's Vegas time. This is former Jags linebacker Tom McManus from Helmets and Heels, and we want you to come and join us once again in Las Vegas for the Raiders game weekend. If you've not been to the Circus Stadium Swim, you're missing out on 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen with all the current sports betting action. Plus, all you Jaguar fans are invited to huddle up with helmets and heels at the Overhang Bar with our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and special giveaways.
Lauren Brooks here. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, and myself will be broadcasting Helmets and Heels live on air from a stadium swim cabana on Friday, October 31st. Then hosting the wildly popular Jacksonville Huddle Up Friday evening at the Overhang Bar inside Circa. If you were there last year, you know you won't want to miss it. If you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, stay where we're staying at Circa Resort and Casino from October 30th to November 3rd.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations to help you put your prostate health first. Guys, don't put this one off. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys Locksmith Service.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, today we taught Jaguar football. We were out of practice. Always good to be out there. Lee Smith came by to talk golf. Boy, he does a great job talking all about the tour, the new leadership of the tour with Brian Rolap. What does that mean? We talked about the Ryder Cup a little bit. Greg McGarity stopped by. He is our does the college football report from the Gator Bowl. He's the executive director of the Gator Bowl. Just a good show talking about all kind of stuff. And of course, we tried to react as quickly as we could when the news moved that Micah Parsons traded from the Cowboys to the Packers. My hot take of the day. You ready?
I'm ready.
Brahman Bulls are in trouble. Okay, that's my hot take.
Yeah, you think so?
The Brahman Bulls are in trouble. They forced a fumble after Boise went right down the field, but then they got the ball back and threw possibly, this isn't to confirm, but JJ and I are kind of on the same page here, possibly the 2 worst wide receiver screens in the history of the sport. Okay.
Maybe if you see 12 defenders over there, you don't throw it.
And he threw it. I mean, the whole student body was over there.
Is that Zonbrecker on the sideline for USF today?
And then their third play, they got sacked for like minus 20 yards.
Yeah, it's not a good day for the Brahman Bulls. But so Boise's on the move again.
Early days.
We'll say hello to Rick.
How many carries does Ashton Genty have so far?
Well, Rick Ballou will join us in a minute. We'll say hello to Rick. But one more time before we get out of here. What a blockbuster trade in the NFL that the Dallas Cowboys have shipped out pass rush and defensive player extraordinaire Micah Parsons.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Dallas. You're no longer America's team. You're America's joke. And this is a trade that just to me signifies that the Cowboys are completely incompetent with ownership. Jerry Jones, who acts as GM. I mean, what a just disgrace to trade a 26-year-old with 52.5 career sacks. It's one of the stupidest trades I've seen made, particularly for this time of year. I mean, imagine in that Cowboys locker room what they're thinking over this. I mean, their season's over because they were at best a tepid playoff contender with Micah Parsons. I mean, we should have known that, that the game has long since passed Jerry Jones by when he hired Brian Schottenheimer to be the coach. But my goodness, like, what are you doing? And for Green Bay, I mean, that is that might be the best personnel decision they've made since signing Reggie White as a free agent 30 years ago. Micah Parsons will be outstanding for Green Bay, and it makes him a legit Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, by the way, this news just came down that after trading Luka and Micah Parsons, Dallas now is looking to trade J.R. Ewing. Okay. That's going to be the next one to go out of town.
Just don't put Sue Ellen in that trade.
Sue Ellen could go too. So let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
What was Rick? What was the Pamela, the real name?
For who?
Not Linda Gray, the other.
Victoria Principal?
Victoria. Do not trade Victoria Principal.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you do, okay?
Can't do
you
that.
can trade Duffy, Patrick Duffy, but you cannot trade Victoria Principal, okay?
You know what the best part of this trade is? I just got it a second ago.
Good for you about knowing that, where I was going with that.
Yeah, from Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
It says, Micah Parsons confirms the trade on his social media. I mean, where are we?
What are we doing?
Both teams announced it, but it wasn't official until Micah Parsons comes out.
What about that trade, though? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, and I'm really surprised because Jerry's going to be 83 in October. Why are you building picks? I mean, realistically, wouldn't you take one more Super Bowl if you're Dallas? They've gone through a massive drought. Wouldn't you take one more, and you're a much better football team with Micah Parsons than you are without him? So maybe Jerry thinks he's going to live another 15 years and that he'll get another opportunity.
I think, Rick, it's none of that. I think he drew a line in the sand, and I'll out tough guy you, tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think it was. Okay, tough guy. You just traded one of the best defensive players in the NFL.
Yeah,
okay,
his back was healed pretty quick. Reminds me of someone else we used to know around here.
We've seen that before, haven't we? He'll be ready to play.
Same agent, too, I think.
Yeah. I think you're correct.
Is Mulgeta his agent?
I think it was back many years ago.
Wow, what a day. What a day. All right.
Big day.
You were at practice today?
I was.
Anything grab you?
No, not really today. I thought it was a decent day. Just beginning to insert what they're going to do offensively and defensively against Carolina. It was good to see some of those new guys out there, including Patrick. But I thought it was a decent day, and I'm just glad we got that opportunity. There's not going to be many more, if any, of those type of deals. I see they sent out a release. They didn't say how long we could watch practice. So.
I got to think it's 10 minutes stretching now, I would think.
And then there's a 2-hour gap. Good thing about Jacksonville is there's so many great places to be downtown, cafes and places where you can hang for 2 hours, maybe take a nice look at the jail, and then go back and do your locker room. So I'm thrilled to do that over the next 4 months.
Okay.
Open a freaking cafe downtown, will you? Something where we can go and have a good time and look.
A cafe. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What's coming up tonight? Cafes?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Tim Brando about it. He's coming up in 15 minutes, okay?
Correct. Oh, now we know the problem. Lack of cafes. Oh, Baloo's the best. That'll do it for our program. Rick Baloo's next. Don't go anywhere. Tomorrow, the last show of the week, and then it's all college football. We'll be here same. No, we won't. We'll be on the road. We'll be
that's right.
We'll be downtown at one of those cafes. The poor
tap room.
The poor tap room. We can't wait to be there. So we'll maybe drag Blue over there is what we'll do. Come see us at the poor tap room downtown tomorrow. We're out of here. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank.